Hi everyone, my name is Uma Chandrasekhar and this is my first video series. In this series, I am discussing the topic of deliberation, the essence of executive leadership. In this series, I am bringing the salient features of deliberative decision making, which is rational and data driven. In the last two videos of this vlog series, I introduced the series and explored a few definitions of terms which I may be using in the following videos. Now let me move on with the process and types of decision making. In the slide 2, I have explained my idea of benefits of deliberative thinking in the process of decision making. So let me discuss the process of decision making which requires deliberation. Any process of decision making involves two important inputs: data needed to make the decision and the options which are available. Managers can make a decision based on the data available and through exploring the options available. Such decision making leads to a quick, unevasive process where the results are impulsive but satisfactory. These types of managers are called satisfiers. The other type involves waiting for all the data to appear, and this process is time-consuming and less efficient. Nonetheless, the results render the maximum ROI. These types of managers are called maximizers. In most cases, good decisions follow a historical pattern unless the decision is so powerful that it can cause disruption. In such cases, the managers are neither single-focused or multi-focused. They are future-focused as they do not take into account the past or present data available, but go completely futuristic using their innovative mechanisms to grab information and to arrive at various options. Such type of decision-making style is prevalent where consciousness and conscientiousness are involved at the same levels. Such managers are called trend makers. Let me move on to slide 3, where I have explained the 5 types of decisions which are often available as a decision-making model. They are decisive, flexible, hierarchical, integrative, and deliberative. Let me discuss these decisions one by one. The types of decisions are made using two-dimensional concept of focus and information. It is widely possible to create a variety of styles based on the needs of the industry. So the first of the 5 major styles is decisive. In decisive type of decision making, speed, efficiency, and consistency are the results expected, as it is task-oriented and based on random inputs due to the lack of available information. The action-focused style might lead to intuitive decision-making, which in turn might lead to inconsistent decisions. The second type of decisions is flexible type of decisions. Speed and adaptability is the focus of this type of decision-making. Flexible decisions are meant to stretch the available resources in order to accommodate the changing scenario of the problem grounds. This in turn leads to instantaneous, unconscious decision making as the focus is on change and adaptability and not on accuracy or precision. They are meant to be reactive decisions to support a developing change of events. The third type is hierarchical decision making. Durable decision stands the test of time as these types of decisions are purposeful. These decisions are taken after every information available, as every available resource contributes to the end result. These are meant to be long-term decisions which are time-tested and non-compartmentalized intellectual decisions. The fourth type is the integrative decisions. Integrative decisions are slow but efficient as it gathers data from multiple angles of a problem, from multiple sources using an extremely wide range of options explored. They are reliable decisions as various types of resources are used to arrive at a tangible result. The fifth type of decision making is the deliberative decision making. This I have already discussed during the definitions in the first 2 videos. These decisions involve real life inputs and reasoning, where the decision made in front of the bathroom mirror is the same as the decision made in front of the crowd. These decisions are mature but complex, thus requiring a good number of viewpoints to analyze the impacts and consequences of the decisions made. This brings us to the end of this video, and in the next video, I will explain how deliberative decisions are made in representative democracy. Hello again. In this video, I'm going to discuss the use of deliberative decisions in representative democracy. The concept of decision making is high on focus during recent times, as deliberative decision making is not a unified process. It changes with the inputs and the intelligence used to analyze these inputs while arriving at a decision. It involves open, fair, equal contributions from all levels of decision makers. Deliberative thinking allows increased participation from all sources, leading to an inclusive, egalitarian form of systems. Deliberative decision takes into account prior understanding of a problem and the evaluations made thereof, while handling newer variations of the same problem, irrespective of the rules of deliberation. This is the reason of why jury members are selected. Both defendant attorneys and the DAs make sure that the members of jury do not have any preconceived opinions about the case or the defendant, as prior knowledge impacts deliberative analysis of the case, as put forth by the defense and the state. In other words, knowledge and understanding about a specific subject are essential parts of deliberation. Let me move on to slide 4, where I am discussing the deliberative decision-making cycle. The deliberative decision-making cycle consists of 6 major parts. It starts with identifying and choosing a problem. Then it moves on to organize the problem based on risks and impacts. The third step involved in the deliberative thinking cycle is to obtain a good knowledge base on the problem by using different experts from varying fields. The fourth step in the deliberative decision-making cycle is to check for any business impacts which can have extreme consequences leading to higher expenses. The fifth step is to report the finding and recommend a solution. The sixth step is a feedback step, which allows you to go back and reiterate the whole finding and reflect it on the future use case implementation. Let me move on to the slide 5, where I have explained a deliberation cube as a three-dimensional model. A deliberation matrix as a three-dimensional model can be considered as a cube. With issues sorted using deliberation plotted on the x-axis, the impact on the teams, stakeholders, and other users can be plotted on the y-axis, and its consequences on organizational strategies and policies on the z-axis. Deliberative thinking can avoid organizational calamities such as the enormous losses for Wells Fargo Bank from its improper lending practices, the bad reputation for Volkswagen from its unethical practice of falsifying its auto emissions, or the loss of revenue for Boeing from introducing a fatal flaw in its 737 MAX aircraft. Deliberative thinking can prevent head of states from wrong prioritization, such as putting personal agenda in front of nation's agenda. I remember from way back when I moved to England, the first of the many international news I came across was about a French president, Nicolas Sarkozy, who went on a divorce and married his long-term girlfriend in 2008 as the first act after winning the elections, defeating Jacques Chirac. This created a hue and cry in the French media as the wrong, and I'm citing this as a wrong example for prioritization. He could have done it a little bit later, but he did it eventually as a first act of his presidency. Jokes apart, it can make judiciaries to understand the ethical aspect of decision making and prevent them from such actions, which might have a bad impact on their character. The C-suite employees who use deliberative thinking in their decision-making process never led their loan officer to commit fraudulent practices in order to reach their maximum potential, or led their engineers to falsify the carbon emission reports to maximize profits, or led their shop floor manager workers to make compromise between safety and meeting production deadlines. Deliberative thinking helps the organizations to think about the consequences they may have to meet in their markets. They let their organization's employees to choose wisely what's best for them and their organization, even sometimes if it means failing to meet the deadlines. It gives an understanding about the reputation of the organization by reducing consequential damages and subsequent loss of revenue in terms of punitive damages and compensation. Employees with deliberative thinking give in to reasoning when it comes to making high-profile decisions through considering a wide set of related factors which may have a direct or indirect effect on the decisions made. This brings us to the end of part 2 of this series, and in the next videos I will be exploring the types and forms of deliberative decision. Thank you very much.